Hello everyone and welcome to the series Power Circle, South Asian Women in Business. In today's episode, we have a guest who built the business with passion and with purpose. A person who contribute to the communities but also challenging the stigmas associated with their hair loss. Today in the studio, I'm joined by none other than the founder of Lushka Products, Samantha Prakash Singh. Welcome to the show.
Hi, thank you for having me, Ranjay. It's lovely to be here.
We are going to talk about your entrepreneurial journey.
Yes.
Now, tell me about your background.
Okay, so basically my background, I'm 25 years as a clinical healthcare professional.
Okay.
So I've spent the last 2 decades working with patients, specializing in problematic needs. And where my entrepreneurial journey has started is it all stemmed from my own personal journey.
Okay.
So the birth of Lushka was basically derived through my own personal hair loss. And when I suffered the hair loss, I went through quite a lot of emotional turmoil because this happened 20 years ago. So it's not a new discovery for hair loss for me. It's something that happened 20 years ago after I had my first child. And it was postpartum hair loss that I suffered with. And when I went through the hair loss, there wasn't a support network. There wasn't a lot of information. And the products around hair loss were directed towards the male category.
Okay.
So the problem I then discovered was that whatever I was looking for wasn't even purposely made for me.
Okay.
And that's where Lushka was born, because I spent over a decade researching hair loss ingredients, hair loss products, the leading products in the market, and tried to find what worked and what didn't work.
Okay.
And what surprised me was how there's many products on the market that weren't doing as they said. And that's something I needed to change, and that's where Lushka came in. We created a hair scalp health range, which is natural. It has botanical background, but science-led, because that is my background.
Okay.
For a clean hair product, which is open to everybody, women, men. So for me, that was where Lushka came into the industry.
Excellent. Now, you were mentioning about hair loss in both genders. Let's talk about the ethnic minorities.
Yeah.
Which ethnic minority is completely ignored when it comes to the hair loss?
Definitely the South Asian community, unfortunately.
And why do you think that?
I think it's a stigma that's attached around it as well. So we do suffer from hair loss,
Okay.
but we don't talk about it.
Yep.
So if we don't talk about it, it's underreported in society. So it's not something we would automatically go and see the GP about.
Yeah.
And we don't often go and seek advice from our family members, and especially women won't naturally talk about hair loss with their friends or family because they're embarrassed.
Yes. And yet that inflicts a lot of mental health issues in people. Is that right?
Absolutely, absolutely. Because it stems, that's where, some of your mental health, you could generally be quite a healthy, happy person, and hair loss can still affect you because it could be your hormones that are being triggered. So, we go through different phases in life with hormonal changes, and that can completely impact what would be an ordinary, normal, healthy person to someone then suffering with mental health because they don't know how to adjust to the hair loss and how to deal with the hair loss.
Coming back to your entrepreneurial journey, you're from South Asian background.
Yes, I'm Punjabi Indian.
Punjabi Indian, okay. You're second generation?
Yes, I'm second generation.
Second generation. So your parents are from?
Punjab.
Which?
So my mum is from Fagwara.
Okay.
And my dad is from an area outside Ludhiana.
Ludhiana,
Yeah.
okay. Have you been to India quite often? You go?
When I was younger, yes.
Right.
So not so much older. When we were younger, we still had family there. So the pull to go was often because my mum would take us in the summer holidays to go and visit, Nana, Nani, family members.
Yes. Is your South Asian background influenced your entrepreneurial side, do you think?
Yes, because actually South Asians are very hardworking, and we don't settle.
Yeah.
So, you know, we will always look for a solution in a problem. You know,
Yeah.
we're not passive individuals. And so that definitely has shaped my entrepreneurial journey, because when I couldn't find a solution to the problem, I didn't just leave it.
Yeah.
I decided that, well, I'm going to go and find the solution to this problem. And that's, you know, where we grow up like that.
Yeah.
And being second generation, we've grown up in a different environment because we were born here but didn't look like
Yeah.
we were from here. So
Yes.
do you know, we always had to find the
Yeah.
solution to our, I always say the millennials, you know, that are the diaspora British that are born here,
Yeah.
definitely have a harder job because we have to find our identity.
Yes, yes. And that brings me to the next point. Do you identify yourself as Indian or Scottish?
So I always tick the box that says Scottish Indian, because we now have a Scottish
That's
Indian
my
box.
5-year-old giving me the same answer as well.
So I'm Scottish Indian,
It's
so I
Scottish
tick
Indian.
both. Yeah,
Yes.
absolutely.
Now, coming to this point, I mean, you did mention about India, and you know that India is a huge market for cosmetic products.
Absolutely.
Not just the hair loss, fairness cream,
Yeah, yeah.
how white you can get.
Yeah.
You know, there is a lot of things in there which attach to it. My question is based on, there is a lot of cosmetic products or hair loss products, beauty products right now in the market. Why did you choose to come into this with such a competition? It's a very competitive environment to be there. And what makes Lushka different from other products?
That's a really good question. But I also have a very good answer because, like I said, I spent a decade researching hair loss. So I've done my market research, I've done my homework, and a lot of the first port to call when it comes to hair loss, when you Google hair loss, it's pharmaceutical.
Yes.
So if you were to put in to search engine how to treat my hair loss, the first products that tend to come up are pharmaceutical products.
Yep.
And I am of Indian heritage.
Yep.
I've grown up with Ayurvedic. I've
Yep.
grown up with holistic healthcare. My mum is the queen of oils. So, you know, I naturally was more inclined to a natural ingredient.
Okay.
So it was really important to me that whatever I applied to my scalp had to be justified, that there was no chemical reaction.
Okay.
Because ultimately, I always believe in pharmaceuticals that one good can also bring you two other wrongs.
Yes.
So I then had to, you know, investigate what was out on the market, and the pharmaceutical ranges that are out there, they will grow your hair, but there are side effects.
Yes.
And those side effects to me were not worth it. So I then looked into, you know, you talk about this mass market of competition.
Yep.
Most of it is Ayurvedic, but we're not Ayurvedic, we're botanical.
Okay. And the difference, you need to differentiate that, because many people do have that confusion that they think that Ayurvedic is botanical.
Yeah.
And that differentiation
So
should
a
be given.
lot of Ayurvedic is obviously root-based products.
Root-based products.
And botanicals are plant. So where it's, obviously you're using the flowers, the stems, the extracts. So it's a lot cleaner. And Ayurvedic is really good. I won't deny the Ayurvedic industry, but it's quite potent. And when you're applying things to an already upset environment, like your scalp, if you're losing hair, your scalp health is obviously not at its optimum.
Yeah.
So you want to make sure you're applying products that will balance quite easily on the scalp, because the scalp is skin.
Yes.
So, you know, it's very
People
important.
forget that
Yeah,
part.
they do. And that's the thing that always surprises me, you know, that people forget. We will spend so much research onto what we apply onto our face, but won't hesitate to put stuff on our scalp, which might have detrimental effect. We might think it's doing good, but if you've not checked what's inside it, it could ultimately undo whatever good you've tried to create.
Now, coming to this, once again, what you apply on your hair, coloring, chemical straightening, all these things are there, right?
Yes.
So it all affects it.
Absolutely, absolutely. You know, I mean, hair dyes, the chemical compounds in them. You mean straightening? You know, when you're using heat plates, they all do damage part of your hair. So it's all about the prep.
Yeah.
So it's very, you know, we can't not dye our hair unless you want to embrace greys.
Yeah.
And, you know, things like straightening for some is a confidence thing as well. You know, we wouldn't deny people who want to straighten their hair. And blow drying is something we actually endorse.
Yeah.
because we believe that you shouldn't actually have damp hair, and natural air drying
Yes.
can lead to things like fungus.
Yes.
So
yes.
it's very important that you do dry your hair,
Yeah.
but you should use heat protectants.
Yes.
And when you're using dyes, normally if you go to a salon, you're fully protected. These guys are using the top quality ingredients. They're making sure there's no side effects, no damage happening to your hair, because it's their industry, it's their business. But when you're using box dyes, it's very important that you read the ingredients. And I always like to say to people, look for the vegan option. Look for stuff that's actually botanical and it's a bit cleaner, because then you know you're using something that's safer on your scalp.
Excellent. We will have a discussion on that topic in our next episode. Just for audience, if you haven't seen the episode of hair loss, which will be on the description, you can also watch that episode later. Coming back to the business side of it, as a South Asian woman, how challenging is it to start a business or to sustain a business in this country?
I think South Asian women don't get enough credit because we are basically the head of the house. I think in general women are, not even just South Asian.
No, I
think
agree. I put my hands up, yes.
I think, but the perspective of the South Asian women, there's a lot more weight behind us. We are not only just the mother, the wife, we are also the daughter, the daughter-in-law. We have multiple big families. We're responsible for so many situations within the house. So running your own business can be quite daunting, because you're having to factor in time for everybody, and we are really bad at self-love. Asian women are really bad at giving themselves time, because we're so focused on giving back to our family and our environment. But we make fantastic businesswomen because we can multitask. We have that endurance behind us, because life in general can be quite tough. So business sometimes, can throw challenges at you. But I think as a South Indian woman, we are perfectly equipped to deal with it.
Yeah. Now, how do you balance your work? Well, for you, it's not work. It's more or less like a business and family. Tell me about your family.
So I'm now, I'll be honest with you, Lushka was only really launched officially at the very end of last year, start of this year. And the reason behind it was because my family are grown.
Okay.
So I have got 3 children, but they're all more or less grown up now. And the first half of their life, I did dedicate myself to them. So Lushka took a back burner, and part of the decade of long research was because the timing had to be right. And for me, balancing is not easy, because I'm still a clinician. I still have patients relying on me. So I'm also doing clinical work. I'm still doing my research with Lushka. We're still doing product development, but I'm still mother. I still have to do school drop-off, pick-up, sports days. In balancing is not easy, and I won't misguide people with that either. It's hard. It is hard to balance, and certain things do get sacrificed. But what you'll find is that the sacrifices often come from us. We'll sacrifice social time, and the luxuries that we once enjoyed, unfortunately, is what has to go when you start running your own business.
In your own business, yes. Now, you did mention about self-care, and how do you do that? Do you have a particular routine that you follow? Because we have a lot of South Asian women entrepreneurs who is watching this show. What do you do for the routine wise to make sure that everything is balanced? Is there anything that you particularly follow? So
fitness. Fitness is a big part of my life. Everyone that knows me personally knows that I live at the gym. So it's more about, not even so much for women, it's not just the weight, it's about the mental health. So fitness for me is my way of completely distracting myself from everything. I shut down from being mother, from being entrepreneur, from being the professional to just thinking about myself for 45 minutes, whether that's running on the treadmill, lifting weights. But the fitness for me is imperative, because again, back to the Lushka, that's all part of your well-being. Hair loss, also part of it is your own well-being. So you
stress.
Stress. So exercise is really good for diminishing stress. It's proven. There's tons of research out there. So for me, balancing comes from giving myself that 45 minutes every single day, where it's just where I go to the gym, I do my thing, and then I come back, I switch on, and I'm ready to go.
Excellent. Were there moments that you doubted yourself whether you can do this or not?
Always.
Always.
Always, you know.
And how did you tackle that?
You know, it's you would be lying to yourself if you said you didn't doubt yourself, because
Good one. Yes.
you know, ultimately most successful businesses are built on a doubt, you know, a problem. So it's something that you personally are trying to combat. So you're also fighting your own demons, because you're answering to yourself, and you're actually, you know, you're accountable to yourself. So yeah, the doubt is there. How did I overcome it? Because I can see my results.
Yeah.
I have my patients come back and tell me their success stories, and that then reminds me why I'm doing this. So it's everybody else, it's my community who I'm accountable to.
Yes.
You know, that they are relying on me. So therefore, you know, my doubts are diminished when somebody comes back with their positive results, and I realize that, you know, this is why I'm doing this.
And that's most rewarding as well.
Yeah, absolutely.
Is there any particular moments that you felt like, you know, oh, this was the most rewarding for me doing this? I feel, well, I can say that you feel complete, because any business is not complete up until it runs.
Yeah, absolutely.
But is there a moment that you feel like, you know what, right, this is the reason why I did this, and that kind of tackles your doubts?
Yeah, you know, it's when I get emails from my customers. So patients are one part of my journey in Lushka, but customers are new to me, because obviously, like I said, I come from a clinical background, and everything's based around face-to-face consultation. But with patients and customers, it's a big difference, because customers often I have no interaction with. I don't know anything about them. They've bought my products online, and then I have to hope they will come to me and ask questions.
Yes.
But I've had feedback from women coming in saying that, you know, I have changed their life.
Yeah.
You know, that's a big statement for someone to come back and say to you, because they maybe all their, you know, growing adulthood life would go to functions and parties with either a hairpiece or, you know, a disguise, a hat, or for within the Asian community, a dupatta, because it would disguise the hair loss. Yeah. But now they don't need to. They found that confidence, and confidence is something that, you know, has to be found within.
Yes.
And if I can bring that to individuals, then I'm winning. So, you know, for me, that's where all the elements of doubt disappear.
Excellent. Now, coming to the purpose-driven brand you have created here. You have won some awards like Vegan Beauty Awards, By Women Built initiatives. What do these achievements mean to you?
They mean a lot, because actually trust is a big part of brand recognition. When you start with, I started with 0 followers, and then to build the community that I have built, it's based on trust. Yeah. And the accreditations that have come through, the Vegan Beauty Awards meant a lot to me, because I am selling clean products. And what the Vegan Institute do is they test your products. They run them through rigorous testing. Okay. And they check the authenticity of the products, the grading, the qualities. And then and only then will you get that award to say that, yes, you have actually won the award, because your product is superior to those on the market who don't have it. Yeah. So for me, that's a trust factor to my customers, my patients, that our products have been verified and vetted. By Women Build is a very personal one, because they champion women entrepreneurs, and the foundation is built. There's thousands of women on this forum, and it's not just founders. It's, you know, it's reps. It's, you know, women who work in spas and salons, and they look at that branding, that kite mark on your product as trustability. Yes. Because the By Women Build Forum, again, is vetted. So they have checked you out, they've looked at your products, they've seen who you are, they've looked at your credibility, your accreditations, your qualifications, and then you're accepted. And I believe there's years of waiting lists for this community. And I was accepted straight away, which was almost like, wow. So, you know, I'm obviously doing something right that these guys took me on
Absolutely.
instantly. And I've had so much love from the community. I mean, my brand is being endorsed in various sectors within their community from other female founders. Because unfortunately, us women have to stick together.
Yes.
Because we are in a very male dominated environment.
It is.
When you think of beauty, you think of women.
Yeah.
However, the people at the top often are male.
Male. Yeah, I have noticed that most of the big cosmetics companies, it is not run by women.
Yeah.
I don't know how many of our audience are aware of that as well.
Yeah.
If you go through the kind of portfolios of the cosmetics, and it's all run by, it's a male dominated thing, and it's very difficult to kind of put a fit in there, but it's also very difficult to run the whole thing. So I can see that it's coming. Why was it important for you to have it vegan and cruelty free?
Again, because it's about trustability, and I felt like that. You mean, why if I go back to the beginning when I said that I didn't want to go down the pharmaceutical range?
Yes.
Because ultimately there were risks and side effects.
But how do you clarify that the cruelty free section of that?
It's more about the testing and actually the certification that you get.
Yeah.
So obviously we work with labs, and our labs are then vetted by their governing bodies.
Okay.
So for them to produce that stamp mark on your product, they have already ran through all the certifications within the governing body of the beauty industry. Cruelty free obviously is non-animal tested. So I'm an animal lover. You mean I have pets. So for me there was no negotiations.
So so there is a purpose behind that as well. There is a reason
Yeah,
why you have
absolutely.
that in there. Excellent. So consumer today are much more brand savvy as well, but at the same time they're very conscious of where it comes from and what it is. Do you ever encounter such thing that people are saying that, you know what, I like your product just because it's vegan and cruelty free, because the impact or the environmental impact, social impacts are very crucial?
Yeah, definitely the younger generation are more inclined in that direction. They're far more environmentally conscious than I'd say the older generation when it comes to sort of packaging, because they have a better understanding. So you'll find the younger generation have done their consumer research. They know what a lot of these stand for. And definitely, you mean, I've had people buy my product based on just having those logos on the product, because then they know that it's safe. Also, there is a community within South Asian, that obviously the halal community.
Yeah.
So being vegan also matters to them, because they then know that they can use my products without jeopardizing their religion.
Okay.
So you know, it's quite an important factor.
Yeah. Just I can see that.
Yeah.
How important do you think is education and community engagement in your overall business strategy?
It's one of the biggest factors, because we're dealing with hair loss, and for hair loss to be recovered and for it to be sustainable comes through the education. The products are 50%.
Yeah.
The other 50% is actually knowing what you're doing with them and what their purpose is.
Yeah.
So for me, I didn't blindly go in when I started my brand all about virality. So I wasn't looking for that viral video and all singing, all dancing. It was all about education. And at one point I thought, is this getting boring? But at the same time I thought, but this is what we stand for.
Yeah.
And actually it's what we're being recognized for. In the industry, we're being named the smart choice of hair product, because we are not just giving you a product, we're giving you a family, which is you join the Lushka tribe.
Yeah.
When you enter into purchasing one of our products, you enter the Lushka family. So you have a support network. You can come to us at any point and drop us an email. If you're not sure about something, we will guide you, and I will make you a personal hair care plan, or someone within the facility will. So it's really important, education, because ultimately, like I said, the research I've done, I want people to understand the product, because when I was in their position, losing my hair, I didn't know what these products stood for. So it's important that people understand what they're using, so that they have a clear picture of expectations, because again, hair loss is not overnight.
Yeah.
So we have to educate our consumers that this is not a quick fix. You need to follow the process and trust the process. You need to stay with us for 6 months to see the true results. But once you've passed your 3-month mark, we're finding now, we're 6 months into this business, we're finding now repeat orders coming through because people are seeing the results finally now arriving. So it's definitely a very important part. South Asian community, they are very important because I am South Asian. So my hair loss is not exclusive to me.
Yeah.
You know, every South Asian could be impacted by something similar, and it's important that they understand. I'm talking millions of women here suffer from hair loss. So it's not a small statistic. When I was doing my research, I was almost blown away by the level of hair loss that is global. And in the South Asian community, it's really big because we have a slightly nutritionally deficient diet. Sometimes our diet choices are not the best. We are not clued up with supplement environment. We are not, you know, the fittest of cultures when it comes to, because our life are so hectic. We are very hectic. So, you know, trying to life balance, as we touched upon, is quite difficult. So, yeah, the South Asian community, having them on board is really important because I feel like I owe it to them to give them that information that is required.
Excellent. Well, how inspiring that is to listen to Samantha on her journey and being proud South Asian. More to come on the next episode. Until then, it's Ranjit Shankar Narayan signing off. Take care.